What's up, everybody? This is Ayana Giselle. Thanks for watching A-Watch TV, and today I have a special guest. How are you, DJBlakboy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. So could you explain more to the audience of who you is and what exactly do you do?
DJBlakboy is a black kid that's trying to make it, and what I do is I DJ, and well, not even just DJ, I follow my dream.
How important is it to follow your dreams?
It's very important to follow your dreams because you get to prove to yourself that you were efficient enough to do something that a lot of people thought you wasn't able to do. Because it's something that comes with following your dreams is a bunch of doubt, which is common.
Now, as a DJ, how old were you when you decided that you wanted to exactly DJ?
I was a 21-year-old broke college student. And that's when I decided to pick it up because I was looking for jobs, and I had the equipment since I was 17 from my parents, and they just told me to hold on to it, to be something that could help pass time, something like a hobby or something. So when I got into college and I was broke looking for jobs, couldn't find anything, me and a friend was playing video games, and he saw my equipment. He said, you can make some money with that. And I just picked it up, DJed a few college parties for friends at some house parties and stuff like that, and just went from there.
Now, in college, who exactly influenced your decision to DJ? Besides the equipment and your friend telling you that you can make some money off of it, who exactly influenced you?
Well, it was really my parents because they've always supported me, and at that time I told them, I think we just try out, DJing. You got me the equipment, so let me just see what I can do. And they've always been supportive of me since I can remember. So just by them giving me that support gave me enough courage to try it out.
Now, many of us are aware that he DJs for So Def, correct? And you've done DJing for RCA and Royce Rizzy, K-Cam, correct?
I've worked with
Ray Shrimmer and your favorite, Benny Marco. So how exactly did you meet them?
It was all through networking. A hungry guy just out there meeting the right people, talking to everybody. And I started off with Sahai Prince. He's with Good Music, Def Jam, and that was within a year of me DJing. I got the opportunity from a friend of mine that I met at Albany State. His name's Genesis, DJ Genesis. And he passed the opportunity off to me, and I just took it and ran with it. And I just, made sure I networked with everybody that I could at, from places that I went to and everything like that. And just by talking to the right people, putting myself in the right, place at the right time, I met those artists like K-Cam and Ray Shrimmer, Rizzy, and all those other guys.
So how important is it as a college student who's basically looking for themselves or want to expand their brand or establish their brand within college? How important is it to network and utilize social media effectively?
This day and age is very, very effective. And I don't care what anybody say. If they say like social media isn't an outlet for success, it really is, because that's how I got to where I am today, just by staying on Twitter at 6 o'clock in the morning and just looking at blogs and then clicking on links, and just you just keep clicking and you read and you meet the right person. You send the inquiry out or whatever it is that you want to propose to the person that you want to work with, and if they find some interest or some type of benefit from it, they'll work with you. And you have to make sure that everything makes sense and be very professional. When I was in college, I thought that I was going to graduate with my major in kinesiology, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. I actually dropped out. Not encouraging anybody to drop out, but what I did get from college was the networking opportunities. I met the right people, and that's something that I really appreciate by going to college. So by meeting the right people that I needed to meet, that were following their major, whatever, and they was connecting me to those people, and then having social media, just by putting those two together, I was able to do some pretty effective things that help reflect success in my career.
So how are you able to efficiently establish the DJBlakboy band? Right.
What I just decided to do is make sure that I was the most requested DJ in the college market. That was my main focus, and I was really starting from the bottom. I taught myself everything that I knew, and know, just collaborating with guys and being very humble and approaching other DJs that have been doing it before I was, and they introduced me to certain promoters or, you know, people that were throwing parties and stuff like that. So by being the most requested DJ at the time, and I played the music that the people wanted to hear, and making sure that every experience was fun and memorable, as opposed to just going out there DJing and finishing my party and leaving. I just want to have the people something, you know, to leave with. So after a party, I would contact these people on social media. I would go on Twitter or Instagram, click the hashtags of the parties, or, you know, look up the parties, and then when they say, oh yeah, I had fun at the party, I'll be like, glad you had fun. I was the DJ, check me out. And, you know, when they click on it, you see DJBlakboy and .com and all that stuff. And I came up with some merchandise. I had t-shirts and stuff like that. And I was really focused on making sure that people remember DJBlakboy and what he did when they went to an event or party.
Now, as a DJ currently in the music entertainment industry, how are you able to effectively establish your brand being DJBlakboy? Because you know it's a lot of DJs in different outlets and music producers who also DJ. How are you able to effectively establish your brand within the music industry?
Just basically making sure I'm doing something that the next guy isn't doing. So by making my website and going on my college tour that I was doing at the time, and taking money out of my own pocket to buy t-shirts, bands, stickers, all that stuff. I made sure that I was the guy doing it. A lot of guys that were in college, you know, most of us are broke, you know, so not too many guys were doing that. So real refund checks I used to get, I put that towards my brand, and, you know, people were like, okay, this guy's pretty serious. So
that's a great return on investment right there. That's a great return. That's a great strategy, actually. So establishing your brand, you know, putting your face on t-shirts, stickers, logos. How important was it once you made it to basically the music entertainment industry? How are you able to put a face to your brand?
My ass. Like, something that I'm people tell me often I'm too humble, but something that I'm real strongly confident behind is my technique and my skill. I come from a background of old school 90s hip hop, 80s hip hop. My parents, you know, I hung around a bunch of older people. So just by being in the atmosphere of that type of music, it's something that stuck with me over the time. So when I got to where I'm at now, and let me just play this song again and do what I want to do to it, and I just made sure I focused on scratching and doing all kinds of scratch techniques, flares, chirps, stabs, all that stuff. I really learned the culture of DJing. I wasn't just gonna be a guy that, you know, got to do it. And I kind of compare it to the rap game these days. You have a bunch of guys that say, oh, these new guys don't really understand the culture of rap. They're just putting stuff out to make money and be cool. And you have guys like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar who really don't care about the image, don't care about the success. They put stuff out because it's something that they really are passionate about, and they really study and got the respect from the older guys. I mean, like just the other day when I was DJing, the guy came to me, saw me set up my techniques. He was like, man, I haven't seen these since whenever, you know, forever. And he said, people like me, knowing that I'm young, keep the culture alive. And, you know, when I put those texts up, you know something's dope gonna come from.
Okay, that sounds really dope. So now, currently, what was your biggest triumph then and now? What did you take from your lesson learned then to overcome it to be great now?
That's a good question. I guess my biggest triumph, which really is ironic because you would take it as like a downfall or whatever. When people used to tell me that I suck, I was told I suck a lot. And even to this day, people still say, you know. But you know, everybody has their opinion, you know what I'm saying? And what I do is those people that say I suck, why did I suck? Is it because I didn't play the songs you wanted to hear? Is it because I didn't blend the song a certain way? Is it because, you know, you just don't like me? What is it that I'm doing that you don't like? And, you know, when I found out everybody's reason, I tried to, you know, cater to it. Not so much as, you know, trying to make sure, okay, that person's happy now. I did it because, you know, I realized back then that everybody's not gonna like what you do, no matter how great you are at it. I mean, there are people to this day that say LeBron James is maybe the sorriest basketball player in the NBA, but just by me, you know, linking up with them and realizing why they think the way that they think or whatever, I just made that opportunity to strengthen my weakness, and that's how I capitalize on it.
Now, being a DJ in this time of day, you know, especially in the clubs, girls coming up to you, throwing themselves, trying to get in the section where you're in, getting the bottles popping. How important is it to stay focused, especially when you got those kind of distractions coming at you?
You really just have to be passionate about what you're doing and know that you're not doing this to meet girls or to make money per se. I mean, everybody wants to make money, but my focus isn't to make money or to, you know, get the fame and all that stuff like that. My focus is to, you know, be able to touch each person that's in that club. So it's either, you know, playing, like I do, something that I do often, I'll do an around the world set. And like let's say if I'm DJing, I'll start off in Atlanta, then I'll go up to some up top music such as Philly and New York and all that stuff, and I go over to Midwest, and then I go to the West Coast, and then I come to Texas, and I just come back to Atlanta. And I can guarantee you, each time I do that set, somebody's like, hey!
Exactly.
Like, they're like, I'm from there.
I
like you playing that music.
Yes.
So that, being able to touch that person, and they be like, hey man, you're a good DJ. You really touched me. You know, you got me somewhere, you got me turned up tonight, because I can guarantee that person wasn't really feeling the party until you played that particular song that they remember from back home.
So that is a great thing, because I know when I go to the club, I be hearing, of course, because I'm in Atlanta going to school, specifically in the AUC, you hear nothing but a lot of East Coast or West Coast music. You never really hear nothing from down south. Well, mainly you do hear something from down south, but not necessarily down south music, because they're catering to like more population of East Coast and West Coast, and it's rare that I hear Midwest music. And then when you hear Midwest music, they automatically go to Chief Keef. Not saying nothing wrong with it, but it's like, that's all we hear. But I really like how you said that. That's really dope. Now, as a DJ, another thing. What would you consider, especially, you know, finding it hard trying to build your brand, especially in college, what would you consider taking what you know then and basically helping others to establish your brand now?
Something that I do that a lot of people want to approve of is I go back and help those guys that, you know, are trying to get to where I'm at. Because it happens often where a younger guy that wants to DJ that's in college and like, man, how did you get there?
Exactly.
I'm not so much as giving you what's in my pocket to, you know, so you can be where I'm at now. I just make sure that I spark something that'll eventually create a bigger flame. So if a guy comes up to me, he's like, man, I like how you scratch or whatever, how do you do that? I say, well, you know, if you want to set up a session or whatever, just watch me shadow somebody, because that's what you have to do to learn. That's what I do. I watch videos and I watch other people. Like, you remember on Drumline, you could, when he couldn't read music, he could just watch something to do it. That's how I do. If you let me sit there and watch it for a little bit and I practice it on my own, I can learn it just like that. So, you know, I just let them be in the, being in my presence, and that's just enough motivation for them just to be like, man, I was around BlakBoy and you know, he a real dude, he ain't funny. Because I remember at one time I was trying to be, you know, on that next level, and I reached out to a lot of guys, and unfortunately a lot of guys didn't really, you know, come back and try to, you know, help me out. So, you know, it all goes back to helping people follow their dreams, and nothing feels better than feeling like you're a little bit successful towards the next step to getting to where you would be at, just by somebody that you look up to saying, hey man, I'm gonna help you up, you know, what you need, I'm gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel like.
Who would you consider to be your favorite artist working with thus far?
I guess if you want to say, when I did a tour with, I went to Central Florida, I think it was University of Central Florida with Rizzy and Kendrick Lamar. We was opening up for him, and that was a surreal experience, because I mean, like, I am a fan of Kendrick Lamar, and just by all that stuff, and just having the opportunity to meet him and see him perform live. Because I mean, like, if I would not have been a DJ and followed my dreams, I would never saw Kendrick live. I know, because concerts are expensive.